Welcome to the ACP Culinary Center. I'm Chef Tony Aguiar, and today we're going to be talking about conducting a demonstration. Conducting a proper demonstration is really important because that is really how your customer is going to view the oven and its function. Now, it is really important that you do your homework before the day of your demonstration by knowing your customer. Now, maybe the customer called you, or maybe you call the customer, but in either case, you need to know a little bit of background about your customer. What type of food are they looking for? What are their expectations, not only of the oven, but also the demonstration, which is pretty critical because you really need to know both. And the oven needs to also be performed, but you need to know what it is that they're looking for. Now, there's certain questions, several different questions that you should probably be asking yourself before the demonstration. And things like, how many people are going to be there? Now, that is really important, not only because you want everybody to get a sample of what it is that you'll be cooking, but also you'll need to know how many plates do I need to bring, how many or napkins, forks. You want everybody to get a sample because the people there are going to be decision makers on the oven and whether they're going to make a sale or not. Now, is the customer going to be supplying the food, or are you bringing the food yourself? In either case, you should try and get some food in advance and do some pre-testing so you can see how the product comes out and you can maybe do some tweaking before the actual day of the event just to make it go smoother. Is the customer going to have the electrical requirements needed for the oven that you're testing? Whether it is a regular microwave or something like the AXP, MXP oven, you need to make sure that the electrical is going to be there before you get there the day of your event. Are you bringing the oven yourself, or is the oven being shipped? All kind of important things. You want that to go as smoothly as possible. The other thing that's pretty important is, what state is the food being cooked from? Is it fresh? Is it going to be frozen? Is it refrigerated? You don't want to be testing fish from frozen if your customer is going to be serving fresh fish. Or you don't want to be testing a 4-ounce portion if their portion is going to be a 12-ounce. So as much detail as you can get before, the better it's going to be, the smoother your event is going to run. Also, the accessories. Do you need a pizza stone? Are you going to just need a sheet pan or pizza screens? There are lots of different accessories, from ceramic plates to sheet pans and so forth. Just knowing what it is that you need to bring with you, or bring a couple of extra different items to show the customer its versatility. But knowing what it is that the customer is going to be cooking is really going to be, or you're going to be cooking for your customer, is going to be really important. Now, knowing your equipment. The more comfortable you are with the piece of equipment that you're selling, the better it's going to translate during the day during your presentation. Now, take, for example, the AXP MXP, which is a high-speed, it's a combination oven, and knowing the different energies, knowing how they work, knowing how the oven, the different features of the oven, that's going to be really important, and passing that along to your customer. The more information you know in advance, the better it's going to be the day of, because you'll have more time to answer questions for your customer that they might have. To me, one of the key things about doing a demonstration is being able to tell people about the different applications that the oven is being used in. Again, using the AXP, MXP as an example, if you are demonstrating for a C-store, a convenience store, it is important that you know other convenience stores out there, or some of the other customers are. They're already using the oven. People don't like to feel like they're the only ones that are the first ones to buy this particular oven that you're going to be testing. They want to know that there are other people out there using it, and it's been successful, and that it works every day and nothing goes wrong with it. Doing a brief overview of the oven specifications, and those can just be found on the back of the brochures, not going into too much detail, but just touching upon them. Proper cleaning in any piece of equipment is critical. It's going to be especially critical when you start looking at ovens like these, high-speed combination ovens. It's just going to prolong the life of the oven and ensure proper working of the oven day after day, so you don't have issues with it. One of the things you should also do is allow for questions and answers. Now, questions and answers can come at any time during the presentation. And usually, people wait until you're done with the presentation, but judging from just my own experience, they can come at any point of the presentation, even at the beginning before you even start your presentation. So just have some questions in your head. What kind of things can they ask? Do I know the piece of equipment? And how well can I answer those questions? So what are some of the different energies? And what do they do? What does microwave do in an oven like this or in another oven? How does that affect my food? What does it do for my food? How does, in an oven like this one, high-speed combination oven, what does the impinged air do, the forced air, or what the infrared coil on the bottom, what does that do to my food or to my product? How do our ovens compare to our competitors? What makes us different? We're there for a reason. What is different about our oven? Why should the customer buy our oven as opposed to our competitors? It's a very common question. Who uses the oven? Going back to applications. Nobody likes to feel like they're the guinea pig out there and really the only ones using the oven. So knowing other people who use it is really the important part of it. Does the oven require a hood? If you're using regular microwaves, no. If you're using an oven like the AXP or the MXP, yes, that is a frequently asked question. Now, this is KNLZ certified, so it does not need a hood. It's something that you should still check with your local health department and your building inspectors to make sure that for the state that you're in or the location that you're in, it still meets all the requirements. What's involved with cleaning? Do I need special chemicals? Do I only have certain chemicals to use in this oven or another oven? Or what do I clean it with? Do I use a sponge? Do I use a scouring pad? And so forth. Knowing those in advance. Using metal pans or just different kinds of accessories. What can I use? What can I not use? And one of the things that's becoming more and more frequently asked is just energy consumption. Are these energy efficient? How much energy does it consume, whether while it's working or while it's in its idle state? Now, there are many different reasons why a customer chooses a particular company to go with or a particular oven. It is really up to the person doing the demonstration to get across why they need a particular oven. How can it benefit them? What can this oven do for them that others can't? How can this oven help their process, their operation? How can it make it more efficient and speed up their service, their throughput, decrease their food waste, reduce their labor? And those are all things that you need to point out to the customer. How can we make your operation better by using this oven? So overall, the important thing is to be prepared. Doing your homework, just as a quick recap, doing your homework for before the demo. Know your customer, know your equipment. You can go online, you can visit the customer's restaurant, know their expectations and what they're looking for in the oven and also during the presentation. I'm Chef Tony Aguiar. Until next time, thank you for stopping by the